The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, but the illusion of knowledge itself. We live in a world where everyone wants to be the smartest person in the room, without ever doing the work of thinking. Psychology suggests that the more limited a person's understanding is, the more certain they feel about their own brilliance. This is the fundamental trap of the human mind, where the ego builds a fortress around a shallow pool of information. Have you ever met someone who is absolutely convinced they are right, even when the facts are screaming otherwise? Or perhaps you have felt that surge of pride when you win an argument only to realize later that you were defending a lie. True intelligence is not a destination where you arrive and stop asking questions. It is a constant and often painful process of dismantling your own certainties. The first sign of a stagnant mind is the absolute absence of doubt. When you feel certain about everything, you have effectively closed the doors to any new information. High cognitive flexibility requires you to treat your beliefs as hypotheses rather than absolute truths. If your first instinct is to defend your ego, instead of seeking the truth, you are operating from a place of low intelligence. Rigid thinking is a biological shield that the brain uses to protect itself from the discomfort of being wrong. But growth only happens in that space of discomfort where you admit that you do not know. The second red flag is the tendency to reduce the entire universe into simple black and white answers. Complexity is the natural state of the world, and reducing it to simple slogans is a sign of shallow processing. If you find yourself saying that something is obvious, or that there is only one way to see a problem, you are likely missing the nuances. A smart person sees the gray areas and the hidden variables that make life unpredictable. Curiosity is the engine of a high-functioning mind, and when curiosity dies, intelligence follows shortly after. If you have stopped asking why and how you have settled for a surface-level existence, the brain is like a muscle that only grows when it is stretched by the weight of new and difficult concepts. Staying within the safe boundaries of what you already know is a form of intellectual decay. Then there is the habit of externalizing every failure and blaming the world for your own stagnation. Intelligence is deeply linked with metacognition, which is the ability to observe and critique your own behavior. If you cannot look inward and identify your own flaws, you will continue to repeat the same mistakes forever. Success is not just about raw brain power. It is about the ability to adapt and refine your strategy. Blaming others is an easy exit strategy for a mind that is too lazy to perform a self-audit. You must learn to become the architect of your own character, rather than a victim of your circumstances. The illusion of being smart often acts as a ceiling that prevents you from reaching your true potential. People who think they are already at the top have nowhere left to go and no reason to climb. True wisdom begins with the realization that the more you know, the more you realize how little you actually understand. This humility is not a sign of weakness, it is the ultimate cognitive advantage. It allows you to listen more than you speak, and to learn from every person you encounter. The world does not need more people who are loud and certain. It needs more people who are quiet and curious. Your mind is a tool that was meant to be sharpened by the friction of opposing ideas. If you only surround yourself with people who agree with you, your intelligence will eventually wither away. Master the art of questioning yourself, and you will find a clarity that the arrogant will never know. The path to true brilliance is paved with the wreckage of your own broken ego. Do not be afraid to be the one who asks the simple question, or the one who admits they are lost. The smartest person in the room is usually the one who is listening the hardest. Your potential is only limited by the size of the cage you build around your own DMAG. Break the cage of overconfidence and step into the vastness of the unknown. Remember that intelligence is a journey, and the moment you think you have arrived is the moment you have lost your way. Be honest with yourself about where you are standing today. Are you building a monument to your own ego, or are you building a bridge to a deeper understanding? The choice to grow is yours, but it requires you to set fire to the illusion of your own perfection. Only when the old certainties are burned away can the new light of wisdom begin to shine. Take a deep breath and look at your own patterns with the eyes of a stranger. The truth is waiting for you in the questions you are still too afraid to ask.